radio show is going to do very well.
Why is that?
I'll tell you why. Because first of all, recently, now this is the kind of stuff I like. This is what I like to hear on the radio.
All right.
In August, you said you were performing stand-up in Staten Island.
Yeah.
And you were talking about your show, The View.
Right.
And you said you called The View the Screw You.
Yeah.
Okay. And you called Elizabeth Hasselbeck Elizabeth Half-a-Brain.
Yeah.
Now,
I did.
Now, that's some fun stuff.
Yeah, we're going to go there.
Yeah. So you're not friendly with her at all?
No, but I tried very hard to be friendly with her. And I made some very extreme efforts in therapy and in my Buddhist, yoga practice.
While you were on the show?
Yes,
or after?
but
Right.
when I took the job, I remember thinking to myself, when Barbara asked me, and I'd done the cruise documentary, and she came to the opening, Barbara, and we have the same publicist, and I know her, not well. I'd only been to her house one time in my life for a Bluebird dinner, and that was interesting because she had she had words to a song, a parody song that she had underneath the plates. And at the dinner, she would clink the thing, and everyone had to take out the note, the ditto, and read and sing along the song to Mike Bloomberg. We love you, Mike, you're a special kind of guy. And, Barbara was like, everyone, it's now time to sing the song. And she's like wearing a gold lame gown that she wore when she interviewed the King of Bahrain or something.
It's like Sunset Boulevard.
Well, I don't know. It was something out of the... And who was there? Whoopi. And I was just about to start The View, and Whoopi was there, and I turned to Whoopi and said, "Have you ever been here before?" She goes, "Hell no." I go, "We're the only two people in jeans without bedazzled." She goes, "I know. When do you think we can get out of here?" So, we left early. But it was where I met Moshbacher, Georgette Moshbacher. You know her?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. This woman's fantastic.
Really?
Oh, my Lord.
Really?
Fantastic.
But you even said of Barbara Walters,
Yes.
if I may go on.
Go, keep going. Let me hear my words.
Well, actually, no. Actually, you didn't say that. I want to get your words.
Okay.
Because Barbara said of you that I think Rose, maybe, and this is kind of wild. She goes, well, Rosie's mother died when Rosie was barely 11, and Rosie, I don't think ever got over it. In a lot of ways, she began to think of me as her mother.
Really? Well, that's not true, but I will say this. I definitely have a mother issue of any woman who was older than me and who I grew up looking up to, especially feminist icons. Barbara Walters is a feminist icon. That does not make her a feminist.
Right.
And that was something I had to learn. I assumed that because she was the first woman to break all these barriers, that she was very supportive of other women, that she was very much a sister, right? And I got on that show only to realize, oh my God, that's not the case.
Right, she was a woman just trying to make it. She happened to make it. People hold her in high regard for it, but the fact of the matter, it doesn't mean that she's a true feminist.
Right, and that she did not come up through the feminist ideals. She came up through sort of the boys' network, and she was very beautiful, and I also thought as a Jew that I would connect to her as a Jew, that we have a lot of shpilkis, and we do that we have a mishpucha feeling, but I didn't actually think she was my mother. I'm not delusional, but, I did find her to be inaccessible in a way that startled me, and I did find her to be sort of a non-supportive in another way with the Trump thing that was shocking on many levels.
Right. So she's not a feminist like, let's say, David Letterman is.
Well, like Jane Fonda is. Like Tyne Daly. There are women, Lily Tomlin, who I've looked up to, and then I've got to meet them, Streisand, and they deliver on every level. Bette Midler. They're supportive of other women.
Right.
They're
anxious to see them do well.
Yes.
What did you make of the whole David Letterman thing? Were you shocked? That is so contrary to Dave's
Not shocked at all.
Well, was I shocked he had an affair?
No, not just an affair.
Well, that's the whole thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when I saw Gary showed me a little room I could sit in, I'm like, does Howard have a Letterman palace? Like, there's that one. And they said, no, it's for Artie when he's too tired. I didn't know that.
There's real sleeping going on.
Yeah, all right.
The sad thing is that we have beds and couches for real sleeping.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen.
I would never ever even entertain the thought of being with an intern.
No, neither would I. And here's the thing. Having been the Rosie O'Donnell of the Rosie O'Donnell Show, you, Howard Stern, the Howard Stern Show, it would be easy to do that to any intern at any time. And I think it's a gross abuse of power. Now, do I think that Letterman should be brought down for it? No, because it happens every day. The girl was of legal age. Listen, does it surprise me? David Letterman, I think, borders on socially autistic because the man can't speak to you at the commercial break.
Right.
No.
He can't look you in the eye when the camera isn't on.
That's
So
right.
I think he's mildly like Asperger's. If
Well,
you literally.
that's why I thought it was odd. I really didn't think there was a Letterman.
Well, it actually
Well,
made
right,
more human.
exactly. It humanized him in
Yeah.
a way, but it also, I don't know. I found the whole thing kind of weird, and then that it was national news for a week. The
Yeah.
top story on the news in the middle of a war.
Yeah, it seemed.
Well, we talk about everything but the war.
Yeah, well, good. Well, this show is not, you're
No,
not.
I'm not talking about it. I'm talking about our society. When are we talking about the
Oh,
war?
you're right.
John and Kate plus 8 get more
Exactly right. But
We're
that's
distracted
because.
with any and everything.
I saw
Balloon Boy, hello.
I saw
Yeah.
former Vice President Dick Cheney.
War criminal. Chastising
Obama for taking his time to decide whether or not to put 40,000 more troops in
Oh, and
in
he's saying
Afghanistan.
that he already laid out the plan. All you have to do is follow it.
Would you imagine the nerve of this guy getting up and saying this? He's the same guy who sent troops into Iraq.
Right.
Got us into that now.
Right.
He's worried, and he's talking to me, that Obama's not macho. He's not macho. He never served in any kind of war
Right.
training.
The
But I
only
think-
people he shoots is other hunters.
Yeah, I think eventually he will be tried, as will Rumsfeld and Bush at The Hague for war crimes.
He
I
can't
wonder.
live that.
You
No,
read
but
that book?
in our generation, I really think they will.
But talk about something to criticize somebody about. If you send, wouldn't you think out, you send them 40,000 troops, percentages, I don't know what they are. That means you're considering, do I go have 12,000 kids killed?
That's right.
Would you think that through?
Time about it. That's a mistake.
Do you want to know something really sad?
Yeah.
Is that, this Brooks Army Medical Center, the Fisher family, they make all of these amazing state-of-the-art facilities for veterans to come and get rehabilitation. It is a privately funded organization. They raise money from human people, not in the service, not the government. And I went down there as one of the donors, and I met and saw all the men, and it was absolutely horrifying to see teens limbless, to see teens with their heads flattened from. And when George Bush finally, in his 7th year of his term, decided to take photos with the veterans, he did not go to the Bethesda Naval Army Hospital. He went to the Brooks one in Texas that is funded privately to show America, look how we take care of them. The man is reprehensible to me on so many levels. And the fact that no one is saying, wait a minute, he's at the privately funded.
Do you think he knew where he was? He went where they
They
told
sent
him
him
to go.
wherever they told him to go.
Yeah. He
Well,
has no idea what went on. He doesn't know
Rosie,
what war
sad.
is.
It's sad.
Yeah.
Let's talk the radio show here. Let the game plan is.
Yes.
2 hours a day.
Yes.
And they put microphones in your home.
In one of the homes, I have 4 homes on one property. One of the homes is going to be the radio studio. They
You
put
sound like Jackie the joke man.
In a way.
Well, can I tell you something? When I've been really immersed in studying radio since I got this gig. I've been listening to all of the past things, and I started with him. But I
With
knew
Jackie.
Nancy very well.
I didn't know that.
Oh my God! And I also talk about a crush. I had a huge crush on Nancy.
Couldn't get her?
Well, I wouldn't try, Howard. I'm not a trier. I look and I see and I think alone at night. I don't
Right.
try.
Girl had a
What
good body.
about Jackie from the back with the long hair? That must have been nice.
No, but Jackie, and then I started to listen to him on this show because from the past tapes, and I'm just shocked. And then there was the thing of him apologizing to Nancy on the air,
Right.
and then you making fun of him for apologizing. It was like,
It was you.
oh, I had a huge flashback of my whole 20s doing stand-up with him.
So the game plan is you're going to do it from your home,
Yes,
the show.
yes.
Now, what if you have a guest or something? What are you going to do? Are you going to have them over to the house?
Are you
Yeah.
having guests?
You
You're
are?
having them
Yes,
over to
they've
the house.
already been to the house. We've done 4 or 5 test shows, and guests have come to the house. People who, will say they'll come, will come, but people who want to call in, guests, who are on the West Coast can call in, but it's not really going to be like this show, heavily celebrity-driven.
Right.
It's not like I'm trying to do my talk show. I quit that because I don't want to talk to somebody who's promoting a movie.
It's more sort of your thoughts of the day, what's
Right.
going on in your life. Will the kids be on?
Yes.
Yeah, the kids will
Yeah.
come in the room.
Yeah.
Whoever's around. Is
Exactly
sort of
right. And we have tried to set up this whole, with the side person and news, and we've taken your format,
Yes.
and we're trying to copy it as much as possible, only with my kind of take on life.
Yeah.
How far will you go with the show? Let's